Shades indoors, you think you're a f***ing rock
Shades
star?
indoors, I know.
I think he's a f***ing rock star.
Oh. I stole mine. I had a girlfriend that worked at Knopfler Music.
She stole it.
And I didn't have any money, and she just said, listen, go over in that corner. You see that pile of albums there? She said, just take one off the top. Nobody's buying them. It was Paul Butterfield's blues band.
Good start. But my sister had she brought a Bob Dylan album home, one of his first ones, and that was huge for me. Ramblin' Bob. I mean, that to me, Bob was it then for the rest of my life, really. I was completely with Bob when he turned electric. So I sort of parallel path to Bob, really, until we actually met, and I started producing him and stuff like that, things like that. So I had a pretty amazing sequence of events that sort of completed a circle with my baby past.
I loved Justin Timberlake's Justified album, and actually it's not a guilty pleasure, it's just mint.
But isn't it funny how this business and what we're in denies you the right to say something about someone that you like, but you daren't say so because your fans are watching.
Katy Perry, absolute bangers like. So fucking madness, you've just done a whole section of them talking about Bob Dylan and fucking that. And then it's me just like, I like Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. My brother always bought his CDs. In the early days he was getting his Nirvana and Green Day, and I was starting to sing at the time. For a 6'1", 15-year-old, had quite a high voice, and I always used to be quite a little bit embarrassed by it. And he gave us Jeff Buckley's Grace album, and it was the first time I'd heard rock music, but with this beautiful, really quite androgynous voice. Could go from being so delicate to then being this howling, screaming creature, And I think that for me gave me the confidence to be a vocalist.
Paranoid came out, Black Sabbath, and I'd never heard anything like that. And I think that was the first thing I said, I want to do that.
I went to a blues club every night, every week, and I used to see bands like Free. I was so impressionable, I was just so up for all of it. And at the universities, I'd see a band like Arthur Lee and Love, Things just from America to stuff like that would be the most amazing. Musical education, fantastic.
I missed it, boys.
That's all right, you're making your own stuff.
Yeah, no, you didn't miss any. I mean, it's just what passes in front of you, Sam.
Yeah,
of course.
So whatever that is, that will serve. Whatever it is, it'll just always be powerful for you.
It would have to be P.P. Arnold. First cut is the deepest.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll give you a different one.
Yeah.
But I remember listening a lot to reggae music when I was a youngster, and I think the Harder They Come album was good. Everything on it was great. To listen to good reggae, and you realize how good the great reggae really was. That was an education for me. I had a lot of fun playing with Sly and Robbie.
The Marley's played with them.
The anecdote. Not stop. I mean, Quadrophenia and all that sort of stuff. A lot of that early mod stuff and that sort of northern soul. It almost feels like it's come from my home, even though these records, a lot of came from America. It was sort of adopted by the North.
And of course, in the middle of we're here, Sam, we got the man responsible for one of the greatest of them all, local hero.
Absolutely. You walk on stage, that's all.
Yeah, no, that's a big thrill. Because I think that an artist like Sam comes along once in a blue moon that's got everything. You just hope that it can stay on the rails, and provided, everybody leans in and does the right thing, it should be a fantastic ride for everybody.
It has been so far.
Well, Sam, we've got your back.
We've got your
this is
back,
it. I've got
Sam.
some good rock and roll uncles here.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, it's the people who are never off your turntable. And I'd say Van Morrison, just those early albums, they never get stale for me. It's just this evergreen voice.
I like that an evergreen voice. He does have that. An album that I always go back to is actually an album by a band called Big Thief. The album's called UFOF. And I'd listened to it at a time where I'd completely bust my voice and I had to take a couple of months out and had to be quiet. It's something that kind of always brings us down. Very grounded. Beautiful album. Adrienne Lenker, the main singer-songwriter, I think she's potentially
just fantastic. They are fantastic.
I think she's one of the best songwriters of my generation.
One of them is Hard Day's Night. I just have it there all the time.
Fabulous. Never gets old.
Never. And the other one is Little Feat. Those kind of things are always there because no matter if you come in and you're just going, what a day. You stick it on. If you want to watch a program and you want to hear the words, I never knew that. Watch us.
Things about Brian that you really, wouldn't have imagined at all.
No.
You're out on Sky Arts very soon, Brian, and I mean out.